guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Lauren. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing well. I am feeling the fall vibes. I have my dark lip on. I have like a little sweater turtleneck situation. Like, I am just so excited, even though it is freaking hot here in LA. I'm just pretending, you know, I'm like just getting prepared and excited. But today we are here to talk about my August favorites and fails. I do have some products that I didn't like, but I feel like I've been hitting the jackpot and just getting really lucky with really liking products, either from initial trying or I've like found a way to make them work if I didn't like love them initially. And I'm excited to share with you a little snapshot of what my August looked like in terms of beauty products. And I've just loved doing this. It's really had me excited to try new products, discover old products. There's a little bit of everything in here, and it really just gets me excited about makeup. So I hope you guys will enjoy the video. I will have demos as I have them throughout the video, so I hope you enjoy that. But let's just get into it because it's going to be a long one, I have a feeling. Like, there's kind of a lot of loves here. Starting off with complexion, this is the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum, and you guys are right, okay? I'm so sad it took me so long to try this product because it's really, really great. I feel like I only need the tiniest amount of this concealer. Not that it has the most coverage ever. I feel like it's just like a medium coverage, but it's so thin and kind of watery. It's almost like a foundation consistency to me, that like the tiniest dot I can easily put between my two fingers, use under my eyes, and still have a little extra to kind of like cover things here and there. I'm lucky that I don't really suffer from too dark of circles, but I do like just a little bit of a brighter effect under there, so that way when I do eye looks, you know, just kind of keeps the eye a little bit lighter and brighter. And I feel like this just works so perfect for that. I like to use my finger overall, I would say. I've tried brushes, I've tried a sponge. I feel like whenever I use the sponge, kind of makes it a little bit more matte. Not that that's bad, but just something that I've noticed. But just my fingers, it's just easy, honestly. I hate getting my fingers dirty, but it's just good. What more is there to say? It's a drugstore price point, which is nice. I feel like this tube's gonna last me forever, again, for the amount of product I need. But I can also see myself on days when I just don't have time, and I've done this, where I'll just use this as kind of my foundation as well. I could even see myself, and I wanna try putting this with a moisturizer, like a pump of this, a pump of moisturizer, and see if I can get like a tinted moisturizer kind of situation. And then you can just go in with the more concentrated version of this, like the normal version, under your eyes. It's just nice. Like, I'm so into it. It makes me really excited to try more complexion products. That's something I'm kind of interested in. It's a little overwhelming, to be honest, but this like gives me hope to be like, you can do it. There's good things out there. Like, what have you not tried that you could be loving because you're too scared to branch out? Yeah, so if you have any more good recommendations, let me know, especially obviously if you love this and you have other favorites, please let me know down below. So now we get into basically the like cream blush category and the highlighter category, because I feel like they're in every single one of my fucking favorites videos. Like, I just am like, this is my new favorite cream blush this month, and these are my new highlighter favorites this month. Like, I just love them. I'm sorry, I can't help it. It's just what I love, okay? So starting off with cream blushes, I want to talk about the Huda Beauty Love Fest blush. This is the Burning Cherry. This came out with the Love Fest collection. It had a perfume with the Kaoli brand. It had a 9-pan palette, and then I think 2 blushes. I have the more red toned one here, and you know, I think it's so interesting, again, talking about taste changing and all this stuff. Definitely something I've really been focusing on this year, is like analyzing my tastes and how they're changing, how fast they're changing or not, like just all that stuff, especially when it comes to decluttering products or talking about things you do or don't like. And I bring that up because this is like a red blush with a golden shimmer. It is so beautiful. I really like the cream formula on this too. It's very emollient without being like too slippy or too glossy. It's not sticky in any way, and it has a lot of pigment to it. This is what a like pretty heavy swatch, I guess, of it looks like. I just love it. I love that it has a sheen to it. I just love the formula, just everything about it. But this color, like this type of red color, is something I would not have bought 6 months ago. 6 months ago. No way. I wasn't into this type of color blush. I didn't want something this bright, and I've just really fallen in love with something that's a little bit red, maybe a little bit burnt, a little bit brighter, add some life to the face, and I love this one. This is probably the most red I've gone. I'm like, on the edge. I keep pushing the edge of what I'm comfortable with, I feel like every month, and you can kind of see that if you go to all my favorites videos and you see the blushes, the cream blushes I'm mentioning. I have something that's more like a brown with a tiny bit of a blush color in it. Then we have something kind of in between that, and then we go to this. I ordered this off of the Huda Beauty website, and I realized that I don't think this is on Sephora's website. I don't know why Sephora didn't get the blushes. I mean, my love for this one almost has me like, would I like an orange blush? Would I like the other blush in this collection? Because I think it's that great. It's a big compact. It's a pretty big compact, but I do really like it, and I have a feeling this is gonna be something that's like just limited edition. Who knows if this is gonna really stay around since it launched with the collection. It's not like a part of a line or an expansion of existing shades or something. So I don't know how long this is gonna really be around, but I really, really love it. I'm wearing this today, and I like using this most with a brush. So one of my favorite brushes for cream blush is the BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy collection. I do have a discount code with BK Beauty, so I'll leave that down below. I really like the angle that's on this. It's like dense, but not too dense, and I find it really picks up product nicely. And I use this in a stippling motion, so I'll just tap into the container, tap onto my cheeks, and I use the tapping motions to blend out instead of actually swiping. That just is the best way to not disturb the foundation underneath. I love tapping a little on my nose, and I feel like I always find when I'm doing blushes with more intense colors, I'll start and I'll be like, ooh, it's kind of a lot, and then by the time I finish all my makeup, I'm like, I need a little more blush, and I like go back in. So I think just if you're interested in trying colors like this, just give it some time. It can just take a while. I know that's what it's been for me basically, and it's just getting used to seeing your face in a different way, and I've just really been enjoying it. I also feel like this is going to be such a beautiful blush to bring with me into the colder months, into fall. Like, it kind of has that windswept kind of cold look as well, so I'm excited to keep playing with this and using it. And that brings me on to my other cream blushes. I have the Rowan cream blushes in here. I do have all of them. I picked up every color when these launched. I was just so excited for Rowan to come out with like a new category of product. I really wanted to know my thoughts, and I had high hopes that I would really like them. Now, if you saw my first impressions of this, then you know I was a little underwhelmed, if not slightly disappointed, like just nervous that these weren't going to work for me. But fortunately, I gave these some more time. I played around a little bit, and I definitely have found the way that these work for me, and I do really like them. I love the formatting. You guys already know I love a compact format. This color here, this is Sunlit Coral, is so pretty. Again, very bright for me. Not as deep as the Burning Cherry blush. This definitely has more pop to it, but I've really been loving this, especially like in summer. It's so fun. I can also see this working though so well into winter for, again, that kind of windswept look, like that really cherry cheeked look, especially on the nose as well. The color I was like the most wary of is this Pink Dusk one. I don't know why these colors just don't call to me, but they really don't. But in practice, it looks so good on my cheeks. There's Peach Flush here, and then probably my favorite, my most used, is the Natural Rose. I mean, look at it. Okay, naturally, of course. But I like using this in the same way as I do the Huda Beauty with a brush, but because this formula on these is definitely very emollient and kind of see-through, it just can get a little glossy, a little dewy pretty fast, and I find it can almost pick up underneath it a little bit, like the foundation underneath it. So what I've done and kind of figured out to remedy that problem, at least for me, is I do set my face with powder. Now that might be something you just do, but I do not set my face with powder, or didn't for a long time. I'm actually starting to enjoy that look a little bit more, just in my T-zone overall. But when I use these blushes specifically, and I've done my foundation and I'm using lots of glowy products and whatnot, I like to set with a powder very lightly, just barely. And so I just use my Kosas powder to do that very, very lightly, very, very gently, just kind of tapping over. And I find it really helps with this formula, not only to not have product be picking up underneath like cream on cream where it's just getting kind of messy and just really dewy, but I also find that it lets this product not become too shiny and too, I guess, tacky. And I find also also with the brush, using a denser brush really helps to put as much pigment on as possible without as much of the gloss, I guess. It kind of sucks up some of the gloss. It kind of mattifies it a bit. So I find the combination of the brush and powdering really helps these products stay on and work for me. And it brings back a lot of shine back to my cheeks, but it becomes a normal amount of shine that I like and I'm used to, instead of like overly shiny. So I really liked this. I talked about how I learned to love these products in a video, so I'll leave that down below. It was all about how first impressions aren't always it, and there are sometimes products to kind of learn and like figure out and to not give up on products, I guess, you know, just because it didn't work out for you that one time. Anyway, if you haven't seen it, I would check it out. I thought it was good. But I've really been loving these and I'm so glad to obviously make these work. I spent money on them and I was really excited for them, and I've kind of cracked the code on them and really been enjoying them. Okay, moving on to highlighter. I have an oldie, but I have to mention it again. Like, this was in a favorites video maybe 2 months ago, but it's still a favorite. I kind of just want to keep you updated. This Pat McGrath highlighter I love so much, okay? I do. I use it for my brow bone. That's how I've used it today. I absolutely love it. If I'm traveling, I'm bringing this. Like, I just love this. I feel like it's taken the spot of my Natasha Denona Super Glow. I still love that one, but definitely this is the one I've been reaching for. I love this as a highlighter on my nose as well. Such a beautiful sheen to it. It looks kind of wet looking, high shine without the opaque base. So I feel like you can build it up. If you want the really opaque highlighter look, you could do that, but I don't love that, and I love that you can use it softly as well, but still get that high shine, because I do like a shiny highlighter. Yeah, it's just so good. Like, one of my most used products this year, one of the best purchases that I've made this year when it comes to makeup. When I think of like the price that this would cost me per use at this point, I mean, we're getting down there. Like, I mean, this is becoming affordable if we're calculating that way. Love it. Like, really love it. Just wanted to give it a shout out. But something interesting, this month I've really been gravitating to sparkly highlighters, and this is a little bit different for me. I would say in the last couple of months I've been more into sparkly highlighters, but specifically I like neutral sparkly highlighters. So I know that those kind of glittery topper type highlighters are really popular, especially in duochromes and multi-chromes and that type of stuff, but I've really been loving the texture mixed with neutral, so it's not too much, you know? I feel like having the color shifting on its own is kind of this fun thing, but then also having the texture and the kind of sparkle is another thing. So it's just a lot going on, and that can be such a beautiful look. I just feel like I have to kind of tone down my eyes and tone down my lips, or pick one to kind of focus on, probably the lips, and then do that, at least for the look I want to do. And I really love that because the sparkle's neutral, it kind of tones it down in and of itself, but it's still really fun. So the two that I have that I've been using, this one, I shot my stash for this recently, the Diamond Dasher highlighter from Kaleidos, and I really love this. This has a little bit of color to it. It has like a pink and gold, but it's very slight, definitely still very neutral, and I wouldn't call it duochromatic at all. So I've been loving this one quite a bit, and it's the one I just keep reaching for it. I find it so fun, and I'm kind of surprised at myself every time I'm like gonna do my highlighter, and I'm like, I'm gonna do sparkles. I'm like, who are you, girl? Okay, get the sparkles out. So that's one that I've really been enjoying. And then the other one is from this Kevyn Aucoin palette. This is the Kaleidochrome. I'm not sure if this is still available, but this shade over here, it's what I'm wearing today. So I'll show you the demo of me applying it, but I love the sparkle that's in this one. Another one that's nice and neutral. It's kind of pink, but I feel like blended out and everything, you know, it doesn't have a pink quality to it. You don't like notice that. I just absolutely love it. This has maybe not quite as much sparkle as the Kaleidos, but it's definitely more chunky, not as smooth, not as like straight up metallic as some of the other highlighters in my collection. And it's just so fun, and I still feel really pretty in it as well. And I think that's something I'm really focusing on, is feeling pretty, not just experimental. And that's definitely a change in how I've been doing my makeup. Like, I want makeup to make me feel good in a way that's a little bit different than I feel like in the past with makeup. You know, I almost never understood that for a long time. time. I remember working at a beauty store and I just loved product and fun. And when people would come in and be like, oh, what's gonna do this or make me the prettiest here or that? Like, I just didn't understand that question. And now I kind of get it a little bit more. Anyway, I just love these. And one of my favorite ways to use these more sparkly highlights specifically, I really like highlighting this part of my eye, kind of coming down out of the eye look and then going onto the cheekbone, kind of sweeping it from the eye. That way, usually I do a sparkly eye look, so it kind of makes sense, I feel like. But specific, I don't know, it's like a very specific thing that I feel like the sparkles look so good in. I also love tapping any duochromatic or sparkly shades there as well, even if I'm not gonna make the whole highlighter that, just right out here in this outer corner. I just love that look. I think it's kind of unsuspecting where you don't notice it. So I like picking colors, I guess, that have that kind of clear, transparent base. And only when you like move a certain way does it flash and you're like, whoa, okay, what's going on there? I love that. I love that look. I feel like a lot of people stay away from kind of this area of the eye, especially as you age. And, you know, I don't have tons of wrinkles at this point, but I think it's just fun, you know? It's like, I still like it. I don't care. I don't care if it accentuates some of my wrinkles. Like, I'm gonna do it. I like it. So it's still making me feel pretty, you know? So loving the sparkly highlighters. Speaking of sparkle, let's talk about some palettes I've been loving. I love my little mini palettes probably the most right now. I've just been trying tons of amazing eyeshadows though. It was hard for me to not just do a full-on eyeshadow palette video. I feel like I'll have one coming up though. I have one planned, so hopefully you guys will like it, all about rosy toned eyeshadow palettes, because they've been one of my favorites, so I thought it would be fun to talk about. One of my loves and what I'm wearing on my eyes today is the Tartelette Jewel palette. This is a mini little palette. It only has 6 shades in it, and I freaking love this, okay? If you like neutrals, but you still want some sparkle and pizzazz, I really feel like this is a great little palette. I did a whole video on pocket palettes, so I'll leave that down below if you haven't checked it out, if you want to know more that I really enjoy. This shade Precious, I just love all over the eye by itself. It's what I'm wearing on my lids today. So I laid down a base and then I just used my finger. I didn't even use a brush to blend this color out on my lid. I literally just used my finger, took my time, and just kind of like blended it out as I went. I think it looks so good just alone on the eye. For this look today, I thought that's what I was gonna do, but then I went back and added a little bit of the matte Lavish in the outer corner just to kind of balance out the lip. I didn't know if at first it would be too much because, you know, a dark lip can kind of be a lot, but I felt like it needed it to be a little more balanced. So I just went back in with a little brush, added that in the outer corner. It's just so good. I love the quality of this. I love the colors of it. I'm like, who thought I'd be talking about a little Tarte palette, raving about a little Tarte palette? But here we are, 2022 Lauren. I am. Tell me why I am tempted by that big ass man-eater palette. I know. There's a part of me like, what if I do love it? What if I love that palette? I don't know. You'll have to let me know if you have it. Let me know if you like it. If you want to see if I like it, let me know that too. Because I'm just tempted. I am. I can't lie. I'm just going to be my full self. And my full self right now is telling me the Man-Eater palette from Tarte might be mine. Like, what? What? That's crazy to me. Anyway, love that one. But I also have been loving my Linda Hallberg palette. So this is the Shimmer Saga. If you want like Cleona style glitter multi-chromes, that's what this is, okay? It's 4 shades just like that. And a nice little compact quad you can take with you and have. I really like how small this is and that every shade is special. I love it. I really, really do. My favorite shade for sure is Crush. It is similar to Unexpected from JD Glow. And I just love that kind of mix of something kind of tealy, something kind of goldy. It's neutral, but not, but it is, but it's not. And that's what's happening in here. I love as well. The other 2 shades I don't use nearly as much, but I still love them. They have all that texture, the shifts, the duochromes. So I just love this and I just wanted to give it a shout out. I knew for the moment I used it that I loved this, but I really wanted to give it more wear time before I like officially put it in a favorites video. So yeah, I'm very, very happy with this one. And I feel like it's a nice mix between singles and like palettes, I guess, because it's so small, but it's not single shadows, but I feel like it's the quality of indie single shadows. It's like the single shadows I would pick out, I guess, all in one tiny little palette. And I don't know, I feel like it's kind of a nice in between. I think last for like makeup, I want to talk about some lip products, but then I have like a lot more other favorites still. It's like a lot, you guys. I have like 2 things, well, like 3 things I've been going to. I want to do a lip product video very soon as well. But first, I've been loving like a lip liner and a lip gloss, okay? A little bit of lip liner, whether I want to define completely or I want to just add the tiniest bit of definition on my lips, I just need it. And I've been loving my Wherever Walnut from Makeup Forever. I've loved this for years. This is not a new favorite, but I got a big size of this in a kit from Sephora. I finally have like the full size pencil. I was working with like basically half samples of this for a while. If you don't get lip liner, I get it. I was there. I literally was like, what the fuck is lip liner about? Like, why do people use lip liners? I just didn't understand it. But my goodness, lip liner, even if you don't like a harsh line on your lip line, which I normally don't unless I'm doing bold color like this, lip liners just help kind of give you a little fullness, and I don't have the biggest lips, so man, it is so nice. I suggest playing around with different lip shapes. I've talked about this, but I've really enjoyed the one where I kind of go up from the sides, and I like to use my pencil that way specifically, where I start at the corner of the mouth and go up instead of going down. So just try that if you're not happy with your lip line and you're going like this, try going up. And I don't know what it is, but it changes the way the line looks. And I've been like kind of rounding out my Cupid's bow a little bit. I really like that kind of more pouty look. I try anyway. I try to get that look going. I just love this. I have a lot of lip liners I really love, so that'll definitely be a part of a lip product video that I do at some point. But then I just like keeping it chill with a gloss, you guys. And the one that I've really been going to the most, I would say in the last probably 2 months, is the Patrick Ta She's Expensive. I got this either through Ipsy or BoxyCharm, one of those sites through the sales that they do, and I love this. It's a clear gloss, but it's more because it has some shimmer in it. I like the doe foot on here. I like the way the packaging feels. This is a bit minty, so there's that, but it's kind of like a diamond doe foot or like a pointed doe foot. It just feels nice. It doesn't give me the white ring. It doesn't feel sticky. It's nice and plush and plump and gives your lips just like a nice glassy little look. I was in the car the other day and Sam was like, oh, does your lip gloss have sparkle in it? Like, it's not just glossy, it has like sparkles. I was like, yeah, it does. So you can definitely see the sparkles, at least in the light, but I don't find it to be too sparkly. Like, it doesn't look dated. It doesn't look, I don't know, I guess just bad. I don't know why. Sometimes when things have too much sparkle, it can look maybe a little cheap or just not right. The sparkle in here is like the right type of sparkle. So really loving that. And if you can get it on a deal, try to. I mean, I think I paid maybe like half the price for it, and that was obviously very nice. But basically on the other end of like a glossy lip with a little lip liner, I have really been loving the bold lips. I did this red bold lip with the Dose of Colors liquid lipstick in Coral Crush, and there's something about a bold lip that just commands attention, and it just shows confidence, and it just looks so good. I also just feel like, you know, I said I don't have the biggest lips, but somehow I feel like when I do my lips with a liquid lipstick and I just do that tiny bit of overlining, whatever I'm doing, I feel like it's working, at least for what I want. And going into fall, I'm excited to go into some darker lips and just, you know, I don't know, I just like really showcasing my lips instead of, I feel like, kind of always hiding them. Or I feel like sometimes because I love eyeshadow so much, I just let my lips kind of like, who cares, you know, I let them kind of fall to the wayside, and I've just been enjoying actually doing stuff with the lips. So basically any kind of bold lip, liquid lip, creating an eye look or just a makeup look around my lip, I've really been enjoying that kind of fantasy. Of course, you can use whatever liquid lipsticks or whatever lip you have, just like experiment for sure. But I will say, if you're looking for long wear liquid lipsticks, I love the Dose of Colors. I think they're so great. They really do lock down, which is what I love. Today I'm wearing the shade Brick. First, I lined my lips with a little bit of Jane Iredale's Earth Red. I really enjoy lining my lips before going in with liquid lipstick because it gives me an outline of where the liquidy lipstick's gonna go, and I just feel like I can be more confident about what's gonna end up happening. I will say though, because this isn't that long wear formula, I do find like I can get transferred just where the lip line is, but I don't mind that. So anyway, I line my lips and then go in with the liquid lipstick, and I really don't need much. This is just like a one coater, so I'm not building up a bunch of product on my lips. And although it dries down and it really does have that longevity, I mean, as much as it's gonna be dry, like it's not like moisturizing, it's a dry liquid lipstick, but I don't feel like it's overly dry. I don't feel like I'm sitting here like, give me water. I'm not SpongeBob and Sandy's house without his little astronaut hat on, you know what I mean? So I've just really been loving them. You guys know that I do have a code with Dose. If you're interested, if you're looking for some liquid lipsticks going into fall, it's 20% off. As I always say, no pressure with any of my codes, but I do like to mention them just in case. And I really love them. Almost all the liquid lipsticks in my collection are Dose of Color. And I've bought almost all of them myself over the years. I just keep collecting them. I just love them. So they do color, they do neutrals, they have tons of stuff. So loving the bold lips though. And I'm excited for matte lips for fall. I am. I'm gonna do glossy lips too, but just in general, actually paying attention to my lips is a thing now. It's a thing again. All right, so that's all the makeup stuff. Let's get into some other beauty products. I'm gonna shout out this oldie, Soap and Glory's hand food. I remember living in Arizona, watching Miss Glamorazzi, Ingrid herself, and she and everyone talked about the Soap and Glory hand food hand cream. This was like the hand cream, okay? Everyone loved the smell, everyone loved the product, and this was at the time when this shit was expensive. Soap and Glory used to be a high-end bath brand, just so you guys know. In case you didn't know, it was definitely more expensive. It was sold at Sephora, or at least I remember it being expensive at the time. Maybe it wasn't as expensive as I remember, but it definitely wasn't as cheap as it is now. Anyway, I bought a travel size then. I really liked the hand cream. And recently I've picked up a few of the body scrubs naturally from Soap and Glory, and I threw in the travel size of the hand cream. This is $2.99. $2.99, okay, for this 50 ml bottle. And I wanted to just kind of remember the past, just see if it's good. And it's so good. I love this hand cream formula-wise. I feel like it's rich and hydrating without being overly greasy. You can get there if you put too much on, but I feel like if you just put a dollop, a little drop on, you can get a nice moisturized feel without being too greasy. But then for nighttime, I'll kind of goop it on a little bit more, and I really find it helps to heal my hands. I've been dealing with really bad dry cuticles. I'm the worst. I do chomp down on them. I shouldn't, but I do. So I'm trying to work on that, but I really find it helps overnight. And the smell is not my favorite. I don't hate it. It's just nostalgic, I think, partially. It's kind of powdery, kind of warm, close to the body. I don't know, you have to let me know. Do you like the smell of the hand food line? It's also a part of their scrub set as well. But just formula-wise, it's a really good one, and I love that it's so inexpensive. I'll probably just keep buying this small size because I feel like it's lasted me a while, and if I switch off between things, it's not too much product to use up. But I don't know, just want to shout it out because it's been good. I remember first night I put it on, I was like, damn, that's so good. I've been missing out on using that for a long time. I want to mention some stuff that I've been doing for more of my self-care. I've really been focusing on, putting some time into my skincare that I normally won't do. And not because I feel like I have to, but because I want to. And finding time, making that time, and making it an exciting thing, and romanticizing it instead of it feeling like a chore. Trying to just switch the mindset, I guess, around it. And so one of the things I've really been loving is the Caudalie Beauty Elixir. This has been a product that's also quite old. I remember buying this also when I was in Arizona when it was raved about. So I've had these off and on throughout the years. I am basically finished with this since I busted it out. I've used it all the way up. I have another one waiting in the wings, but this is a facial spray. I love the mister on this. It is so fine. The smell is herbal and quite minty. It's a pretty sharp mint, and even when I use it on my face, it can kind of wakes me up. And so I really enjoy this in the morning, actually. I've been doing daily walks and just kind of using that as a meditative time. And then when I come home and I'm ready to get ready for the day or whatever I'm doing, this on my face really just feels like such a wake up moment, such a refreshing moment. It's like a spa in a bottle, and I really, really love it. It's so great. I also love this just in little times to just reset myself, It's almost like a grounding moment for me. I don't know. I love it so much. I definitely, though, make sure to use it more in the daytime when I want something refreshing. At night, I feel like this kind of wakes me up. So I don't use it at night. I need a lavender face mist for that one, not something with mint that's kind of woo, a shot of life, So I love that. It's very expensive, but very luxurious and just oh, so nice. Oh, so nice. I love that the bottle's glass. Like, I love everything about using that product. And if you get a bad sprayer, take it back and get a good one. I don't know. I've had that in the past and it's too expensive to not be having the right product. So just wanted to say that in case. Along with that kind of self-care, I've been masking so much. And if you've been on my channel, then you know I always say like, I never mask, I never mask, I never mask. Well, that has changed, okay? I mask probably like 10 times a month or so, which I feel like is pretty good. Like, I'm proud of that. And it's not been a chore. Again, I don't know what's changed. I've been doing lots of work. I'm excited because I've been kind of vlogging a little bit more. This is such a fucking chatty video. I feel like my favorites videos are so chatty lately, but I've really been doing a lot of work, I feel like, on myself, especially since my grandma's died and just, you know, turning 30, like just life, you know? I'm just in a very much a period of growth and a period of reflection and progress and just a lot of stuff, I think. And I've been trying to like just take care of myself. And so anyway, relating that back to the beauty stuff, I've been masking a lot. And one of the ones I've really been liking, and another recommendation from you guys, this is the Pixi Milky Remedy mask. I asked you guys for a recommendation on a mask that basically is just, you put it on and all it's gonna do is plump and moisturize. It's not one that's gonna like pull out your impurities. It's not gonna like burn all your skin off. It's, you know, like it's just to kind of reset your skin. It's a nice moment. And I kind of wanted one that was a little cooling even, and that's what this does. So Sam likes this one probably the most out of the ones we have, especially if we're not trying to treat a specific thing. We just kind of want a mask and want to like prep our skin in a nice way. I love how big this is. I kind of love that it's a tub because it really promotes using a lot. And I feel like when it comes to body scrubs, when it comes to face masks, when it comes to expensive stuff, I feel like I'm like, oh, only use a little bit. I don't want to waste it. I don't want to whatever. But like really the real waste is not using it and it going bad before you do, okay? If you use the product actually all the way up, that is amazing, especially if you buy a lot of stuff. Maybe if you have like one thing, maybe this doesn't apply to you, okay? But anyway, I've noticed for myself that I kind of like am stingy on things, even though like the reason I bought them was to use them. So I love that this to me kind of feels like, let's go. Let's really goop it on. So I put a pretty thick layer of this on. It's very shiny and it's like semi-milky, semi-see-through. I guess I can just show you. So that's what it looks like. And it kind of is cooling while you're wearing it. Like, again, kind of refreshing as well. And it'll be interesting to see how it feels wearing it in the winter months when like maybe I want to be a little bit warmer. But I love when I take it off, my skin just feels plump and moisturized and just in its best state, you know, like whatever it's at, it's like so nice and so soft. Have you ever like felt someone's arm? I don't know, my mom's arms are like this. I'll touch her arm and it's just like the softest. I'm like, how is your skin so, what do you do? It's like just lotion every day, but I can't relate. And it's like so soft. I feel like my face feels like that when I use it. I love it. So yeah, I've been loving this mask. A lot of other masks as well, but I really love that this is affordable. And again, you know, I like want to use it consistently, and because it's just like moisture, I feel like I can use it multiple days in a row if I want to, you know, like if I really am feeling the masking. This one isn't going to be like too much if I'm doing that. So loving that. And I've also just been loving my little masking station. Like that definitely has promoted me using my masks more. I can see them. I'm like visually tempted to do a mask like more often. So if you have the space, if you're able to do that and you're interested in wanting to mask more, like try doing that. I just have like a little slab. You could do a little tray, whatever you want, you know, set some things out. And it's like a little self-care mask station moment. I love it. I have 2 more favorites. I think it's just 2 more. I want to talk about a candle. I am back on my Skylar Vanilla Sky candles. I love this scent in a perfume, but as a candle, it's so gosh darn delicious. So this candle's finished. I really loved it and I'm already burning a new one. I have some backups because I got them on a really great deal for $20 a piece. They're stupid expensive. They are way too expensive at $45. Get a sale. Wait for a Skylar sale. They do 30% off, 20% off, different times. I really suggest that, but the candle does have really good scent through, okay? And it smells absolutely delicious and it's just divine. It really is. I love it. I love it. Even with its problems, even with its like messed up stickers, which I freaking hate. I can't deny how good it smells. It's just scrum-diddly-umptious. Okay. I'm cringing when I said that too. Okay, last 4 favorites. The Bath & Body Works Sweet Whiskey Body Spray. Please, please. You you guys. Please go get this. It's actually online on Bath & Body Works now, so you can get it and order it if you don't have a store near you. This is like whiskey, vanilla. Let me read you the notes because I can't remember, but it smells way more expensive than it should be, okay? It doesn't smell like Bath & Body Works to me. It smells like something I would get in a high-end perfume, to be honest. I've mentioned that I think it smells like Initio's Side Effect, and I love that perfume. I'm actually waiting for it to get to me. I'm so excited. So I'll let you know like how exact it really is, but I love it. The notes on this: vanilla whiskey, amber oil, and red berries. I'm normally not a red berry fan because it goes a little too sweet, but it works in here. It's a perfect mix of like that ambery kind of resinous and like booziness, but some sweetness, but it's not like overly sweet. There's something kind of sexy. Oh, such a delicious gourmand scent from Bath & Body Works. I highly, highly suggest checking it out, and it's affordable. You gotta love it. Okay, let's get into the things I hated this month. It's only 3, but I really don't like these. So first, this is from Nuuly. It's the Lotion Tonic COQ10 Aloe Vera. I'm done reading it. I really don't even want to read anymore. I've had this in my skincare drawer to like use for forever, and I was excited to have like a spray toner. I've really been liking the misting I've mentioned, but this smells just like straight up witch hazel. And I don't know if it's like my bad memories of witch hazel, but I don't really like the smell of witch hazel. It really grosses me out. I don't know if this is what it's supposed to smell like because I have had it a little bit, so there's the potential it's off, but I kind of just think that's what it smells like. I kind of just think it does. So I don't like the smell of that. I tried it multiple times because I really was like, maybe just get used to it. No, I don't want to. No, I'm gonna pass that on. Then for a smell, vanilla milk from Ellis Brooklyn. Yikes. I personally don't like this. I know some people do, but there's a lot of people who don't. It's just a weird vanilla. Definitely don't blind buy this. Definitely go smell it in store. I've talked about it in a couple videos now, but ooh, I get like a weird note at the top that smells a little bit like gaseous or like fire and kind of like camphorous, I guess. And it also has like something savory going on. There is vanilla and there is milk, but it's just not very sweet. And so I just find it to be an odd one and not really my type of vanilla. So this one just doesn't work for me. And I hope someday I'll eat my words on that. Like someday it'll just like click and I'll like it. But until then, it's in my hates list and I don't like it. And I really wanted to like it. You guys know I love vanillas. And last, I wanted to mention this. This is from Tree Hut. It's the sugar scrub, but it's the velvet coffee one. And I was excited for this, and initially smelling it, I thought it was so good. Then I went to use it, and that's when I was like, no, I actually hate this smell. A quick pass, and I get kind of like a churro, like coffee in a churro smell. Like there's definitely a cinnamon coming off, but it starts turning really savory, okay? It starts getting pretty savory. It starts getting freaky smelling. I don't like it at all. And then it sticks on your skin, okay? I really love the Tree Hut scrubs on my underarms, like to get the deodorant off and just like, you know, circulation, all the stuff feels really good. And it's like a nice clean shave as well for me. But tell me why my hands afterward smelling like it. I'm like done with the shower. I'm out of the shower. My hands are smelling like this coffee. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is a nightmare. So I don't suggest that one. I do like the pumpkin one that came out for fall. That one's really nice. It's kind of like a pumpkin cupcake or something. Definitely more bready with pumpkin and just kind of sweet, you know, like a nice little pumpkin bakery treat. But the coffee one, unless you really, really love coffee, maybe you'll like it, but it's just very savory, kind of realistic, like you spilt burnt coffee on yourself, like with just black coffee. So anyway, those are my faves and fails. I'm gonna end it here because it's been the longest video of my life, but I hope you guys enjoyed hearing what I've been loving, what I haven't. I'd love to know what you've been loving down below, a little snapshot of your month and what you've been loving. It's kind of fun to remind yourself what you have loved, you know? But anyway, thank you so much for being here, guys, and other than that, I will see you in the next video. Bye.